Welcome into the Cactus Golf Podcast, episode number 52. We got some new equipment here. I don't know if you're watching on YouTube, that you can see we got some new equipment if you haven't seen it on YouTube before. But yeah, we got some new equipment. Hopefully upgrade the audio aspect.
Quality, as far as our content, is still the same.
The takes, the bets, the end are probably still the same. Hopefully those can upgrade too. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, episode number 52. We got a couple previews. We got the review and then betting corners. We got the Sanderson Farms review that we had this past weekend. We got the Shriners Children's Open preview as well as the LIV Jeddah preview with our betting corner picks at the end. So yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to start off with other than we did see Tiger Woods swinging a golf club.
Breaking news.
It was you probably saw it if you're on X, formerly Twitter. You probably saw it.
Do you still call it? Do you still call it Twitter? Or do you still call it?
I mean,
X?
I still say Twitter just because it's like it's just like X is like it's like a you say X when it's like a placeholder, right? It's like you use X as like a placeholder for things. So you say Twitter just makes so much more sense.
Right there,
it just makes so much more sense to say Twitter, and it's also weird because like it's not a retweet anymore. It's like a repost. That's like a really weird thing. It's retweet. It's just like just rolls off the tongue really easy.
Well, it's like a catchphrase. It's like someone says something you agree with,
like retweet. Yeah, you just like it's like 100%. Yeah, it's like.
But like, would you say repost?
Repost now. It's like a Facebook thing. It's a good thing too. Like retweet, you want retweet because it's like it's a differentiator between like Facebook, repost, something like that, or any other, I don't know, forum or something like that. I don't know. I'll tell Elon Musk how to run his business. I don't know. But that's all I had. Was just all Tiger Woods, so getting back in the swing of things. I think it's probably something that we should have expected maybe because the TGL is going to be coming up at the beginning of the year.
Well, you talked about that last podcast and saying, when is this? We're going to learn more about it. And then they made a post. Did the PGA make a post, or who did? You put it on their Instagram story for Cactus.
I don't remember. I think it was like Nuclear Golf is a good follow on X, formerly Twitter. They post, and also on Instagram as well. Not as much stuff on Instagram, but they are on Instagram as well. But Nuclear, it's like NCLR Golf.
Got it.
But yeah, that's a good follow. I think that was them that I posted about that. Potentially, I posted a couple things from Nuclear Golf. But yeah, it's they have 2 spots open still for the TGL, and they were talking about who might potentially could fill those spots. It was funny. It was funny because they had Michael Block on there. I'm like, okay, there's no chance that happens. I forget who I was looking at. It was probably going to be. There's still some big names out there, like Patrick Cantlay is probably one that could potentially join. There's some other big names.
Do you know the list of people? Like, obviously, it's Tiger. I think
there's 18.
Colin Morikawa is one
16,
of them. Right?
I think there's 16 right now with like 2 more to make 18. I think something like that.
So it's like the top 16 players, I'm guessing.
Not really. No? I mean, there's like Billy Horschel's on there. So like mostly big names, of course, but also
Jordan Spieth.
JT was one of the earlier ones, like Morikawa. I believe I saw Adam Scott, I think. But yeah, just most of the big names. Like you've definitely heard of all of them. Like Billy Horschel, not the like top 16 golfers in the world, but well known. Yeah.
Colin Morikawa was in town recently.
Oh yeah.
He was that Pop Stroke opened up in Scottsdale.
I was waiting for that to open up. They said it was supposed to be like spring this year, and clearly that didn't happen. It's fall, but I was waiting for that to open up. Yeah,
I saw a post about it, and someone was like put it in like the Arizona Facebook group. It was like, how much does it cost to play there? And the comments were like, right now it's $50, but after overseeding it goes to $200.
Oh, God.
Obviously it's all turf. Yeah. Like there's no overseeding. It made me laugh. Like that's a good comment.
Yeah,
that's a good comment. I like that. Respect.
That's good.
Respect.
But yeah, that's all I had. It's that Tiger thing. I think it's going to be interesting to keep an eye on. We'll definitely see him. We'll for sure see him at the TGL. I don't know about like actual PGA events or majors for 2024, but we know we'll see him doing that. It'll be an interesting time or place to see him, setting to see him, because it's all going to be like virtual golf, basically, is from what I understand. So that'll be interesting. But going on, let's just go ahead and get started here to the Sanderson Farms review. We had Luke List wins in a 5-way playoff. Yeah. I was trying to find out when the last time something like that happened, a 5-way playoff. I couldn't find anything, but pretty crazy.
It's pretty cool.
The fact that it ended in 1 hole is kind of crazy as well. So yes.
Well, that putt was crazy.
Right.
That was, from downtown. How far was the putt? Do you know?
I don't remember. I want to say it was like 60 feet, 70 feet.
I was going to say, it's got to be pretty deep.
I think 69 feet. A nice 69 feet, I think is what it was, actually.
Hey, yo.
Nice. But yeah, Luke List wins the 5-way playoff. The other participants in that playoff were Scott Stallings, Ludwig Aubert, Ben Griffin, and Henrik Norlander. So 4 pars, and then List won with the birdie. They played 18 again, number 18 again for that playoff hole. And it's kind of odd that there was 4 pars and then birdie won it. You'd think at least there'd be one more birdie in there.
Yeah.
To get to the second hole. That was kind of interesting to see. But yeah, Luke List moves from number 119 in the FedEx rating prior to this week to number 61. So that's kind of an important move for the FedEx Cup Fall with how the rankings work and qualifying for those signature events. That's a big move for him. Big good position change for him for the rest of the FedEx Cup Fall. Set himself up well to qualify for some more events going into 2024. And some more movers. Ben Griffin, which is, like we said, was a part of that 5-way playoff. Ben Griffin moved from 66 to 51. That's definitely another, not as many positions, but going up to 51, that's the top spot amongst all FedEx Cup Fall rankings. So 51, that's a big move for him. That gets him to, if he can stay there, that'll get him into a few events next year. So those ranked, to go over the kind of how FedEx Cup Fall works, those ranked from numbers 51, where Ben Griffin moved to 60. After the RSM Classic earned spots into 2 signature events next year, the 18T Pebble Beach, as well as the Genesis Invitational. Like I said, after the RSM Classic, if you're ranked between 51 and 60, that is 5 events away. So there's still 5 more events for him to kind of maintain that 51 spot.
There's still a lot of events that he could possibly lose it, too. Yeah. So obviously, if you're Ben Griffin, you're playing all those 5 events.
I would say at least the majority. I would say at least 3 or 4. I'm not sure exactly how many, but I mean, if he can, I'm sure he probably would if he, try and get into those signature events. I mean, that's where you're going to make the big money next year, like we've kind of talked about in previous episodes.
Most definitely. I don't know, I shouldn't even say this because I'm going to get flack for saying this. When I saw his name, I remember seeing his name right when it was the tournament last season where they had a PGA event along with, they had like a pro event, but it was like other sports. The one where Aaron Rodgers won. Yeah. And that's when I remember seeing him that week. And I saw Ben Griffin, and for some reason my brain read Blake Griffin, the NBA player. B. Griffin? Yes. So every time I see him, that's always what I think about now. But he's been somewhat relevant these past year. He had like a couple top 10 finishes. I think he had some runner up, I believe. He
did well in like the non designated events.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah,
but same with like Taylor Montgomery. A few of those guys just did kind of.
Don't you talk trash about my boy like that?
Those non-designated events.
Don't you talk trash about my boy?
Did you see he went kind of viral on TikTok talking about like the expenses that it costs, like for like getting to the events, paying your caddy, how much hotel rooms cost, how much flights cost, and things like that. Did you see that?
I did.
I saw that on TikTok. I saw it like going viral on Twitter, and opened up TikTok and it popped up for me. Go figure.
Yeah, I did see that. That was it's eye-opening a little bit.
I mean, I knew it cost a lot, but it's just like it's kind of different, like to like knowing that it costs a lot to like actually seeing the numbers.
Correct. It's easy to just think like, oh, they're a professional golfer, they can cover it, But it adds up. It adds up. But I don't know. Anything else you want to talk about with Sanderson Farms? Besides they get a new sponsor?
Just like one quick thing. I know we kind of talked about how some of the movers that made that 5-way playoff, some of the moves they made. Again, Aubert, we've kind of mentioned him a few times on the podcast.
Yeah.
So he, just got back from the Ryder Cup, finished really well. Obviously, he was in that 5-way playoff. So dating back to the Wyndham Championship a couple months ago, Aubert has finished in the top 14 in each of his last 5 worldwide starts. So that includes like the DP World Tour starts, including a win at the Omega European Masters on the DP World Tour. That was a week or 2 weeks prior to the Ryder Cup.
Interesting. So, I did notice that on the PGA's website, they updated it now so you can see international wins.
Okay.
They never had that before. It was always PGA Tour victories. Now they have international.
I wonder if that's part of the whole merger,
right?
That's
what I was thinking.
They haven't really finalized it, but that makes sense to kind of just see all that.
Actually see the full compass of what they actually are partaking in.
Yeah. I know Matt Fitzpatrick just got another win on the DP World Tour as well.
Yeah. So you should see that in there as well. So I wonder who playing right now. Maybe this is an easier answer than then I'm thinking, who's won the most amount of events total? International, PGA
Like
Tour.
the year?
Just like some people who are still playing right now that are still relevant.
Well, I would have to say Rory.
Yeah, it probably is.
'Cause, I mean, he's won a lot on the DP World Tour. I know Rahm won some events on the DP World Tour prior to the start of the PGA season last year. But I know Rory definitely has a lot of DP World Tour, European Tour wins for sure.
He does play international quite a bit. So let's see. He's got, hold please. Yeah, he's got 24 PGA Tour wins and 9 international wins. Wow.
And that doesn't include the majors he has prior. Well, I guess it's been a while, but he's got a few.
Yeah, correct. Official money, $80 million. Oh, wow, that is the AC. That's really crazy. Picks up that good. All right. Anything else before we can go into lovely Two Truths and a Lie?
Let's go for it. That's all I got.
All right, your current standing right now in Two Truths and a Lie this season is 0-1, but total it's 9-14, 9 right, 14 wrong. So, Two Truths and a Lie about Luke List. Here we go. He attended Vanderbilt, and his ball marker is Tennessee themed. His favorite movie is Forrest Gump, and he lives in Augusta, Georgia.
Man, I don't. Usually I can pick up a few things by watching the broadcast. I didn't really watch a whole lot this weekend, so I really have no idea. Luke List. The first one, the and, kind of threw me. That's like a lot. The and is Tennessee themed. I know Vanderbilt's in Tennessee, obviously.
Not the University in Tennessee. Make sure I'll clarify that.
Well, yeah.
Just making sure.
Come on, conflict of interest. Come on,
correct.
Come on, man.
Correct. I just want to make sure
represent.
You 100% can take that out of the question.
So the first one, he attended Vanderbilt, and his ball marker is Tennessee themed. Second one,
His favorite movie is Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
And the third one is he lives in Augusta, Georgia.
Augusta, Georgia. Man, I don't even... Usually I can rule one out at least. I don't even know about ruling one out here. I mean, it's going to be a complete guess. I don't think you would have... Well, I think the first one's a lie. I think you're adding a little too much mustard to it. I think that's the lie, the first one.
It is the lie.
Oh, you added a little, you add a little too much mustard to it. Okay.
So it is, he did attend Vanderbilt, but his ball marker is Georgia themed.
Okay.
And he does live in Augusta. That one kind of caught me off surprise a little bit. I didn't think, a lot of these pros, obviously Florida and Arizona.
Some are from around Augusta. I know that. But yeah, I don't know about living.
He lives in Augusta, Georgia. He's born in Seattle. Went to school in Vanderbilt.
Been all over the place, huh?
Mm-hmm. He's hopping around. It's interesting.
Might we say he has a list of former residences?
He. It is interesting because Georgia's his last state that he's been to. You'd think his ball marker would be maybe Washington, Seattle, where he's born, or Vanderbilt, or into school.
Well, he clearly didn't like the places he was because he kept moving.
I mean, fair enough. I wouldn't like Seattle either. So fair enough to him. All right,
1 for 1 on the season. I said, I think the last season when I did research, I actually did worse. So I think I just need to go completely blind and just go with the gut.
It's both of us going next week though.
Yeah, we'll have one for LIV. I think you're 0 for...
0 for whatever.
I don't know how many you've done. I can go back and look
3,
maybe,
4,
but yeah, 0 for on that one. But yeah, let's go ahead. We can move on now to the Shriners Children's Open preview. It's kind of like a tongue twister. Shriners Children's.
Shriners.
But yeah, we have defending champion Tom Kim. It's played again at TPC Summerlin, Las Vegas, Nevada. Par 71, 7,255 yards. A little better field this week. Last week was a little worse, than we are kind of hoping for. But it's to be expected. Some of the bigger players wanted some time off. Can't blame them for that. We have a better field this week, so we have some bigger names. Like I said, so Tom Kim is going to be defending or attempting to defend his title here, as well as Siwoo Kim will be here. JT Poston, KH Lee, Emiliano Grillo are all teeing it up. So some bigger names. Last year we had a pretty dang good field here, noticeably worse than last year. So last year we had some names including, what did I do here? Gotta find my notes again. So we had last year we had Patrick Cantlay, Jason Day, Brian Harmon, Mito Pereira before he made his move to LIV.
Yeah.
Mito Pereira. We had Sung Jae Im, Max Homa, Ricky Fowler, and Wyndham Clark all here.
Much stronger
field. Yeah, we saw Patrick Cantlay T2 behind Tom Kim for that win. There's kind of some drama behind the final couple holes there where Tom Kim, I remember watching that, where he kind of pulled that away. To win that over Patrick Cantlay. But yeah, another opportunity for these players to make a big leap, like we mentioned some of those players did last week in the FedEx ranking, and qualify for some of those bigger events and the majors in 2024 and beyond. So like Aubert, Tom Kim also played in a few DP World Tour events in September, and he has recorded 7 consecutive top 24 finishes, dating back to the Genesis Scottish Open in July. So both those are going to be at the top of our betting leaderboard. They were both tied, I believe, at plus 1,500 on the DraftKings leaderboard for top players to be bet on this event here. So they're both coming in really good form. Aubert has a little bit more, I guess, less rust. Maybe Tom Kim, I believe, like I said, playing in the DP World Tour, but Aubert has played the last 2 weeks, maybe a little less rust under his belt coming into this week.
Who are you going with this week?
So I'm going with, I don't know where this number came from on my pick here.
I'm
going with the hometown Adam Schenk.
Boy.
Adam Schenk. He played really well last year. That's definitely his best year of his career last year.
Far.
Made it to the Tour Championship in the final 30. He actually played pretty well at the Tour Championship at East Lake. I believe he was top 10, if I'm not mistaken, in there. Was played extremely well. Been taking some time off, I'm sure. But I think, he's got his game figured out. Hopefully he can carry it over to this season. But yeah, I'm going Adam Schenk.
I like Adam Schenk. You'll see him in betting corner a little bit later. Yeah. I am going Aubert for the pick this week. Just they talked about playing the back-to-back weeks. He's fresh. TPC Summerlin. He's trying to make a name for himself, get that first victory under his belt. I think it's a good place to make it happen. I think the Sweden guy, he's got it this week. Yeah. So he just turned pro. I mean, we mentioned his name at the end of last season a few times with some sponsors exemptions into some events. He was previously on the PGA Tour University, where he really kind of blew away the field. So he is got some points in the FedEx ranking now, but yeah, he's got to kind of earn his way into some of those events right now. So he's playing about as well as anybody in the world, honestly,
but he doesn't have any of the history to kind of get some of those points that some of the other players have a chance to rack up.
To be a pick for the Ryder Cup,
right?
And as a rookie, just so young, I should say. That's impressive.
Well, like we mentioned last episode, he was the first player to be picked for the Ryder Cup that's never played in a major before.
Yeah, that's incredibly impressive.
I think he's almost like Tom Kim last fall, where he kind of burst onto the scene. Yeah. Didn't really get too much done during the season. I know he had some ankle, injuries or wrist injury maybe. That kind of maybe limited Tom Kim last year. I still think Tom Kim has a great career ahead of him, but I think Aubert may be getting similar types of hype this fall going into the regular season that Tom Kim had last year.
I like it. Ready for LIV?
Let's get to LIV Jeddah, the final regular season event on the LIV schedule. So LIV Jeddah preview, we have defending champion Brooks Koepka to the Royal Greens Golf and Country Club, King Abdullah Economic City, Saudi Arabia. I need to take a breath before I said all that. Okay.
And go.
But yeah, it's going to be a par 70, 7,010 yards. Kind of shorter than we typically see. A lot shorter than we typically see, actually.
Yeah.
But Cameron Smith is going over the kind of rankings here. We have 3 players kind of vying for that top individual spot here. So Cameron Smith is first in points with 170. Taylor Gooch sits just 8 points behind that, thanks to his league high 3 individual wins of this year that you seemingly try and hate on every episode we have. Bryson DeChambeau,
including this one a little bit,
who won the last event at LIV Golf Chicago for a second victory this season, has just a slight outside chance of still being able to claim that individual title. He is 24 points behind Smith, and he needs some help from those top two to kind of tank for him to have that chance.
Smith did not play well in Chicago.
No, I looked at his last few finishes. He's kind of been back and forth. So he won, 4 events ago. Then he was like 30th. Then he won again. Then he was like 29th. So maybe he bounces back again. He's just alternate shot here. Alternate shot for Cam Smith.
I saw the favorite is the 3-way tie last I saw with DJ. DJ was surprising to see. But DJ, Cam Smith, and Bryson were all listed last I saw on DraftKings at plus 900. So I think it'll be. I think it's going to be good. Personally, in my opinion, I don't think the winner is going to come out of that tight race this week.
I was looking at a lot of times I fade at LIV events just because I feel like it's hard to get a gauge on it. But I did make a couple picks in betting corner for LIV this time, and I was looking at Smith. I was looking at like Bryson. I was hoping there was going to be like a double chance or something with both of them. No, there was no double chance or triple chances with Bryson and Cam Smith, so I kind of didn't go with that. But I did find a little tricky way to kind of fit some LIV bets in there for betting corner. But so for the team championship, we kind of went over for the individual here. For the team championship, the 4 aces lead the way at 188 points, with the Crushers and Torque not far behind. They're at 178 and 171 respectively.
Okay. Yeah, close.
Your Range Goats, I know you're a big Range Goats fan. They're only 2 points behind Stinger for the final first round bye for the team championship. So the first 4 teams get a bye for that first round. So they're only 2 points behind Stinger to get that first round bye.
That's exciting to see. Aren't they doing something that, like, the teams that aren't performing well, they're going to kind of get nixed? It's
players. So players are, I was going to add it to the notes. I didn't want to go too deep into it, but I believe it's like the top 44 are like safe, and after that that you're kind of on the chop block where you can be
quite literally
relegated. Oh gosh, you're potentially relegated from that team from the play and live.
Maybe I should make that a clip. I'm not really sure though. I could take it down. Who are you going with this week?
I'm going Brooks here for this week. I think I picked him the week prior, or the last event prior to the Ryder Cup, because I figured he'd be getting the swing of things. We know he's trying to get. He likes to get up for the big events. Didn't quite happen, but I think it's a good pick to defend his title here. He won it last year. I think he's got a good course fit. Yeah, he likes the course, likes the eye, has a good eye for it. So I think it's a good bet there.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm going with number 4 in the Players one right now. This is Patrick Reed. So he's played in 12 different events, obviously 12 events, 5 top 10s, 1 runner-up. He has not secured his first LIV victory, even through the first season. So last year at Jeddah, he placed 17th. So I just feel like I said, I don't think the winner this week is going to be between those 3 guys going for that first place finish. I think here's my prediction. Cam Smith is going to end up winning it just because he's leading it right now. He's not going to win this week. Neither are Bryson or Taylor Gooch. They're not going to. Maybe. I almost want to fade Bryson too, because he's been playing so well. Like, how long can you play this good for? You know what I'm saying? But then you think back to, like, how can you compare these 2 people together? But, like, Tiger was number 1 in the world for how many weeks?
Well, I think a better comparison is just like looking at like what Jon Rahm did at the beginning of the PGA season, where he stacked up like 4 of those wins real close together. So I mean, if Bryson, these events are a little more spread out than what Jon Rahm was when he was winning his. But I think if you think about it, if Bryson's in a similar streak to where Jon Rahm was there, maybe he can continue that winning streak.
I just don't see it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. But I think Patrick Reed, I think he's got it in him, and I don't know. Got that gut feeling.
Sure.
That gut feeling. So, you got 5 picks this week?
I have 5. I did miss something I didn't put in my notes, but I do want to reference before we get to betting corner. We have a female participating in the Shriners this week, Lexi
Correct.
Thompson. I forgot to mention that. Wanted to get that in here. So she'll be a sponsorship exemption or sponsors exemption to play. It's not the first time that we've had female on the PGA Tour. I didn't get their finishes. I believe it was Michelle Wee and someone else. I forget who it was that participated before. But yeah, it'll be kind of cool to see that. I don't know what else to say other than it'd be kind of cool, honestly. I mean, I think I don't really have like any. She's not going to make betting corner, I'll tell you that.
No.
But yeah, it'll be kind of cool.
I mean, it'd be cool to see. Like,
I don't really have any in their notes other than. It'd be kind of cool.
If she wins, I can just see like the videos now, and it's pictures of her, and it's a song. Who run the world, girls? Who run the world? I can just see all that. I can just see this predicting and unfolding in front of me. So we're fading her. We're fading her this week.
Yeah, I just she's not going to make betting corner, but I think it'd be kind of cool to see that, see her, play next to the PGA Tour players, and it'll be interesting.
We should move on.
Go to betting corner. Okay, so I have 5 picks. You have 5 picks.
Yeah, I'll just recap real quick last week.
Let's go over the where we're at.
Yeah, so we both went an 0 for last week. So we are both in the negative now. I'm minus 65. You're minus 160. So, yeah.
Yeah, I had Davis Thompson got pretty close. I had top 10. He was T16, I believe. Peter Quest was kind of close for me. I think he was in the T20 range. They were both kind of hanging around. The rest of my picks didn't do very well. I think I only had those two, or maybe one more make the cut. But yeah.
I had Sam Bennett definitely crapped the bed.
He didn't make the cut.
No, he
didn't make the cut. Okay.
No. I had Bo Hostler. That was my closest.
Yeah, I saw him. I know he was close. I was keeping my eye on him.
I think after Friday he was within the top 10, and then Saturday he shot. I want to say he dropped back like 14 spots, and he ended up finishing T28. That was the closest I got. I had Luke List hit. He's birdied the final hole.
Oh, that's
not
right.
The 72nd.
That's
hole.
right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So I saw it and I was like, oh, I definitely probably won that. And then I reread the bet and it was like the 72nd.
Not the final hole, the 72nd hole.
Like, okay, damn. So yeah, it was an 0 for a week.
They do have bets. I looked at it for LIV. I didn't really consider it, but they have like you can bet like for there to be a playoff or not.
Yeah, they have that for a PGA too.
Yeah, I know they have it. I just kind of looked at it when I was looking at my bets for LIV, like when I was making them, and I'm like, I don't know. I feel like LIV's they've had a few playoffs.
They
but
have.
It's just like, I mean, it's just a complete crapshoot. Like at least for like golfers, you can like, okay, this person's in good form, like they like the course, but for playoffs, it's just like a complete like, I mean, just throw the die and just hope it lands on 6.
I think I think usually the odds for that were like plus 1,000 or something.
The LIV one was only like plus like 450 or something like that.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I thought I remember seeing it for like plus 1,000 for the PGA.
Which I guess kind of makes sense for like 3 rounds. There's like less time for them to like distance
Separate
themselves. So I think that kind of makes sense logically, but that's still like a big gap, like plus 1,000. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
What it is on PGA, but I know when I looked at it was like plus 400-ish.
All right. I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead.
I had to bring. We're back on the West Coast. We're in Vegas. This guy, he went to UNLV. I have to go for him. So Taylor Montgomery, top 20, very very easily attainable. He loves TPC Summerlin. We know this already. This is old news. We have insider information here that he loves Vegas. So plus 300, 25 units for Mr. Montgomery.
Okay, Mr. Montgomery. He had got his name called a lot last fall, and throughout the season a little bit.
A couple times. I started fading him after.
I would like to see like what the money was on him, like in the individual picks. Like how much did he? I assume he was probably negative on the season.
Oh God, yeah. But I don't think he might have cashed out like maybe once or twice, maybe. Maybe, yeah. I don't think so. But this year, this season, I feel it in my bones.
All right, my first one here. I'm going back to the well here. Davis Thompson was my closest one last week. I'm going back to him. He was like T16. He was hanging around all weekend. I'm going back to Davis Thompson, top 10, plus 450, 20 units. He played here last year. He was a rookie last year. I think he's got some game. Again, like that's why I keep picking him. That's why I picked him last week. He got some game. He's had some good finishes. T16 last week. So yeah, he was right there, right on the edge. Get some more holes under his belt, one more event under his belt, a little more experience, next to these players. So I think a little more comfortability maybe, and maybe some of these players haven't played as much as he has, like he played last week. So maybe a little more less rust. Some of these players like Adam Schenk, like I mentioned. So hopefully he can get that top 10 that we missed out on last week.
Got it. Speaking of top 10, and speaking of Adam Schenk, as we spoke about earlier, Adam Schenk, top 10, plus 320, 24 units on Adam Schenk. We talked about him. Hometown Indiana boy, corn-fed. He's ready. He had a great season.
I think his family
year.
actually was a watermelon farm, if I remember right.
Is it?
Watermelon fed. I'm sure he had plenty of corn.
Nah, I'm sure too. But okay, you know what? Watermelon fed. He's gonna need it. It's gonna be hot in Vegas.
Yeah, got that water. Stay hydrated.
He's good. I think he's good. And again, top 10 finish, weaker field, okay-ish, better than last week field. And I think it's definitely something that he can definitely walk away with this week.
Okay. Well, I had him for my pick. Usually the guys I pick I'll usually save for the last. But since you mentioned it, I got the same thing. Adam Schenk, top 10, plus 320. What did you have? 24 units.
24.
I have 25 units. So if he wins, if he's top 10, then I come out by whatever that is.
Whatever. Yeah.
So
whatever it is. Fair enough. This one's a stretch here. I'll full-heartedly admit this one. This one is a stretch. However,
my next one's a stretch too, so that's good.
He did play well here last year. So I'm going Matthew Wolff. Top 5 finish and LIV this week. Plus 650, 14 units.
I did see, I looked at how the leaderboard shook out last year when I was looking at my bets for LIV, and I did see how he finished pretty well.
He did. He played pretty well, and we all know that he kind of fell off. Brooks kind of made some comments about him, and he got upset about it, and then he ended up playing pretty well. I don't think he ended up finishing out. He didn't end up closing out strong, but I think this is his time to perform, and if not, I mean, I'd be surprised that he's not on the chopping block this year. I mean, I guess I can figure that out, right?
Yeah, he's still a young kid. I'm not sure exactly how it works as far as like if his team cuts him, and then he can be picked up by someone else potentially. I assume that's probably somehow how it works. I'm not exactly sure. I probably should have looked a little more into it, but yeah, I think I don't know where he stands on the individual standings. Do you have the standings?
Yeah, he's actually 25th.
Yeah, so he's not.
Wow.
Yeah, he's pretty safe then.
Is there someone that like we're gonna be like, wow, Chase Koepka is at 48th.
Yeah, I've never even, other than him making that hole-in-one in Australia, that's all I ever hear of him on that.
What was the top you thought of, or whatever it was? Top, 36? What did you say, 42?
I thought it was 44 or something like that.
44? 45 is Lee Westwood, captain.
Okay. So the captains are safe automatically. So.
Okay, never mind.
That's why I think Phil Mickelson's safe too.
He's 38, so he's
okay.
a little bit better than that. But I thought and even Bubba. And Bubba's 35. Ian Poulter's 34.
I know Bubba because he's always carried by his team because Varner and Gooch are always kind of carrying his range goats there.
He's just a good leader, man. He lets his team do the work. I mean, what do you expect
coaching
from
him up
there? Seriously.
I'm going to go to my next one here. I'm going, like I said, mine's a little more of a longer shot. I'm going Webb Simpson, kind of an older vet of the tour.
We did watch him win. Waste Management.
He is a veteran on tour. He's played this event a lot. He's, I think, got 7, if I remember right, 7 top 10s, 15 top 25s here
in this tournament. Wow, my 15 top 25s. Oh my god,
he's played here a lot. So he's got the lay of the land
experience.
He's got his hotel rewards from whatever hotel he stays at there. He's got it all.
So I got Mr. Simpson.
Got one more top 10 in him. Top 10 plus 900, so a little further down there. Yeah. 10 units though, just 10 units on that one.
Fair enough. I'm going triple chance for LIV here for my last LIV pick with Bryson, Brooks, and Patrick Reed. So I thought it was a pretty good one. Odds only plus 370, so I went 22 units. I had to go a little bit heavier on it, and again, I'm just trying to break even with just one pick. I think. Like I said, I think Reed has it this week. But even if Bryson continues this miraculous streak, then fantastic. I'll claim that one. If your pick Brooks gets it, I'll claim that one too. So it works out.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm moving over to LIV here. LIV Jeddah. Going Cam Smith. I think. Like I said, he's kind of been back and forth on events lately. So maybe he swings back up, really takes a stranglehold of that individual title, and kind of grabs that first one. For his first LIV win or first individual season win. I'm going top 5. I'm not going outright. I'm going top 5 plus 175. I think he was like minus 140 to like be top 10. So I'm like, well, I gotta get some better odds than that. And I think he's obviously one of the top, if not the top player on LIV. So I'm going top 5 plus 175, 37 units.
Heavy. I really was surprised to see DJ as.
Well, I think he finished pretty well here last year.
It was Brooks was the winner. I said, I don't remember what it was now.
I want to say he was like close to top 5, maybe T5, something like that. I don't know if I remember right, but I remember looking at the leaderboard. He was up there again. Obviously, he won the whole season individual title last year, so he was kind of there all season. But yeah, I mean, he's still one of the best players. Easily on LIV, probably top. I would say if I had to power rank the top players on LIV, Cam Smith, Bryson, Brooks. I don't know if is that order. I mean, current form, I would probably go Smith still, I think, then Bryson, then Brooks.
That's tough. That top one, current form, Bryson is just on fire.
Cam Smith has still won 2 of the last 4 or 2 of the last 5 events.
Has he on LIV?
Yeah.
Really? And Bryson's won just 1 of the last 4?
2 of the last 5.
No, now you got me thinking here. Hang on.
So yeah, I think Cam Smith, I'm going top 5 for my pick. That's plus 175, 37 units to lock that in. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they've kind of like gone back and forth almost, if I remember looking at the leaderboard right.
I've got, Bryson's won. He's won 2 of the last 5, and he read runner-up.
Yeah, 2 of the last 5, right.
Yeah. It was actually really 2 of the last 3.
Okay, so 2, okay, well, yeah. There you go. And then Cam Smith.
What do you got for him?
Do you have it? I'm pulling it up. Trying to.
I'm going for it.
We got Cam Smith has won 2 of the last 4. Yeah, so they've just traded off the last 4.
Got it.
And since Gooch won in...
I don't even think Gooch is in the top 5. I really don't. I don't. I
mean, 7th.
I mean, I guess I have to respect.
Last event,
I guess I have to respect that.
His last 3 are 11th, 15th, and 7th.
We're talking about this current season, this current form. I guess I have to respect that.
I mean, he's second all season.
Yeah, I don't know. I just for some reason don't. I don't know.
But yeah, so I think Cam Smith, he's gone back and forth. Just him and
you gotta think about even him and Gooch in majors, trash.
Well, he's also kind of younger. He hasn't played in a lot.
Yeah, well, still current standings. There are people golfers.
Yeah, so if we want to rank the top 5, I would go Cam Smith still number 1.
Okay.
Then I'll go Bryson. Then Brooks. And if we're talking like current form, I would have to go. I mean, I think Reed is probably right there, like for the 4th spot.
He's got to be up there.
And then I want to say like Pereira's been kind of hot lately, right? Kind of sorta. And then Anirban Lahiri is 2nd and 3rd in the last 2 events. 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah.
I don't think I can. I mean, I'm factoring in current form, but also just kind of like overall career as well. Just because you're gonna come back to the median play, and so I think some of these other guys have higher median play throughout their whole career. So I think 4th I would go Reed, 5th DJ, just because legacy rankings basically. Half legacy, half current form rankings.
Yeah, that's fair. Reed's the only one that doesn't have a win this year.
Yeah, he's got what 3 like 5 top 5s.
3 top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 top 5s.
Yeah, so he's hanging around there. So yeah, I think that's pretty safe top 5. Well, that's my 4th pick. You have one more, right? One more pick.
Yeah, I do. I'm going back to Shriners here. I'm going the defending champ Tom Kim, double chance with Aubert. Double chance plus 500, 15 units on the duo over there. So, like I said, I more or less favor Aubert obviously this week, but it would be cool to see Tom Kim go back to back, and he's exciting. He's exciting to watch. So, either way, it's gonna be a fun weekend full of golf.
Yeah. So my last pick here, I'm going Brooks. Going Brooks outright. That's plus 1,600, 8 units. Defend his championship. I think he didn't perform as well, obviously, as he wanted to at the Ryder Cup. And he, again, like I said, he won this last year. He's got an eye for the course. I think he's still wants the bag. I think he's still we know he's motivated by majors and really kind of making a name for himself and as far as a legacy goes as a career. And I think he wants to be somebody who's contending for Hall of Fames and whatnot. So I think this is something he can get up for, and then kind of going into that postseason for LIV.
I like it.
That's my final picks. Got to get back in the green. Got back in the green here. We kind of started the season hot.
We're investing in new stuff for this podcast. We got to go
started
in the green.
We started the season hot.
Someone's got to pay for it.
Let's get back in the green here. 5 chances. Let's make it happen. I feel good because I feel like all my picks, just like last week, this is the first outright I've done. I kind of faded that, trying to go a little more safer. Not as many outright picks. This is my first one of this new season, but I still feel good about having a chance to have multiple hits still. Yeah.
I think so. Plus 2 different tournaments definitely makes it much easier to hit multiple picks this week. So that'll be good.
That's all I got though for this episode.
That's all I got too. I hope everyone enjoys, and make sure everyone likes, comments, subscribes, leave a review, share with some friends. See you next week.
Peace.